All right. So first and foremost, in the previous session, I discussed about what is BDD, right? And I talked about Gherkin syntaxes, how to use feature files, why we need to write feature files, who writes feature files, its developer, what is the role of developer here, what is the role of business analyst, what is the role of testers there. So I kind of in brief discussed all of that. That wasn't enough, of course. There are a lot more things which happen behind the scene, and that we'll learn in coming days. And for that to learn, you also need to understand what is agile BDD. So there you guys also have to read a lot, and I will send some good links so that you could understand. But and I tried to give an overview and try to put a context of why we need to use Cucumber in general. So I'll not talk about that today. I will just talk about how we'll use Cucumber in your automation framework, right? Putting this into contrast to our previous framework, this framework, right? In this framework, it was simple JUnit framework, right? We just wrote test cases and we structured it well enough, right? So we did till this point, till step 9. And till here, I created WebDriver factory, test base, page objects, right? And some test cases here. So this is how we were writing test cases. So my focus for today is to put this into contrast to Cucumber. My focus is to explain you this test, because our Cucumber feature file, which we write, is nothing but a wrapper on top of this. Rest everything remains almost the same. The way we write page object, the way we create our driver from here. If you want to headless, if you want to Chrome, if you want to invoke a Firefox, the page objects we are managing here, right? Log4j, Maven, everything remains exactly the same except the way we run our test cases and the way we write our test cases. So mostly the changes which you see when I talk about Cucumber framework, the changes which you see will be around these test cases, right? So you won't find any method annotated by @test, but still you will find something else called as, you can say, given, when, and then. You won't find @test, right? So let's see that. So first and foremost, if you want to use Cucumber, for that you need to add something in your POM file, and there are a few dependencies which you need to add, otherwise it won't work. Okay. Maven is not it gives you a way to import its functionalities using dependencies, right? So originally Cucumber was written in Ruby. Java was not supported. Okay, someone is drawing on my screen. I think it's I think it's by mistake, but I think you are annotating, so you have to stop the annotation maybe. All right, so it was previously, or actually it was originally written by in Ruby, and then because Java is so ubiquitous and everyone uses it, so they launched a Cucumber Java version. It's called as Cucumber JVM, right? And to use Cucumber JVM in Java, you have to add these two dependencies. So this is actually enough. Cucumber Java, this is enough. But the thing is, if you want to make use of this standalone, like you want to run it using Cucumber CLI, then you only need this. But if you want to use it because it supports JUnit, and you can use JUnit to run Cucumber. Now this is a little bit confusing statement. You might feel या तो कर रहे हैं JUnit या फिर नहीं कर रहे हैं, right? Because if you see here, we have a Cucumber JUnit, right? So here, understand this way, Cucumber works better with JUnit. Cucumber अकेले भी चला सकते हो आप. You can run Cucumber standalone. ये बस by just using this dependency. But Cucumber with JUnit is a good integration, और वो उससे आप बहुत सारे features easily manage और use कर सकते हो Cucumber के, right? That's the reason it's advisable that you use Cucumber with JUnit. Okay, so I am here. That's the reason I have added two dependencies here, Cucumber-Java and Cucumber-JUnit. You might wonder what this is, right? Cucumber version. So ये मैंने ऊपर define किया हुआ है, Cucumber.version, right? When I say Cucumber.version, this is a variable basically. When I say this is a thing, this is a concept of Maven, where I can create properties at the top and I can use it in my subsequent dependency or any plugin or build plugin area. So it's just like a variable. So I've created a variable called as cucumber.version that I'm using here. And to use variable in in Maven, you have to use $, then bracket open, and then the name of the variable. So this is the variable, and this is where I'm using it. Okay, so I am currently using the latest of the latest version of of Cucumber, that is 6.6.1. It's the latest version available, latest stable version available of Cucumber. That is what I'm using. It has a lot of features, and there was a new feature called as Cucumber reporting they have recently introduced in this version. So that I will also talk about. That gives you a good reporting. Anyway, so these two dependencies you need. Then there is one more additional dependency I have added here. This is called as Cucumber Pico container. This is nothing but a dependency injection concept or dependency injection mechanism for Cucumber. Now, what is dependency injection? That we will not talk about soon enough. It's an advanced concept. Once you really understand how the framework works and what is basic nitty-gritties of Java and Cucumber, maybe then I will introduce it. It's a relatively advanced concept. It might be difficult to understand, but still I have added, because that's all you need to work with Cucumber. That's all you need. Okay, so then apart from that, I also added JUnit because I wanted to use assertions, right? Cucumber doesn't come with assertions, in the sense Cucumber में ऐसा कोई भी method नहीं है which will give us where we can introduce some checkpoint or validation points inside for a test case. But in JUnit we have, and we have used it, right? So you see these assert equals, these are assertion statements. Assert.fail, assert.true. Yeah, assertion, and because we were using JUnit in this framework. Now we are using Cucumber, but still we don't have assertions in Cucumber. So we still have to rely on a JUnit library for assertions. So that's the reason I have added a JUnit library separately, right? And at last we have Selenium, because we are doing Selenium automation, isn't it? And if we wanted to do an API as well, because in previous framework, I think old batches guys, I think they are also here. We used to do API also, right? So we also have to add some rest assured APIs as well, right? But for now, to make things really simple for you to start with, all you need is this one. So the first step which you have to do is to set up your project. This is the project setup I am talking about. You need to create a Maven project, and in the Maven project you need to add these POM files. Sorry, these dependencies in your POM files, and you need to add these properties, something like